Super Bowl 55.
55.
Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh my God! What a the game wasn't as exciting as I wished it would have
The
been.
game wasn't even remotely
It
exciting.
wasn't. Aside from that, well, there was one turnover, I think, one interception. When it bounced off, what's his
For
name?
Kansas City, maybe, yeah.
That was like
Tampa Bay got like 20 of them.
that was the most exciting
Yeah,
part of the game for me.
yeah,
That and the commercial breaks.
yeah.
There wasn't even really. I didn't see any groundbreaking commercials like you normally do.
Nothing really caught my eye. Of course, we were doing a lot of cooking and
Cooking, drinking,
drinking and talking and playing pool, but nothing really caught my eye like they normally do. But that's because the big dogs took the year off.
Yeah.
And hopefully actually did spend that money towards COVID research like they said they wanted to do. And
Let's hope so.
yeah,
I would have loved to see some really whacked out commercials like we're used to seeing.
yeah,
Some of the crazy stuff that you don't. You only get to see bits and pieces of for the rest of the year. They never replay
they
the
never
whole thing.
replay the whole thing. Yeah,
So we had a hell of a party last night.
yes,
Oh my God.
nice.
Very insane. Louisiana style seafood boil, ribs, lots of booze.
Sliders, booze, you name it. Friends, family,
Oh yeah, it was a
everything. Good time.
I hope everybody had a good time and was safe
And we'll say,
last night getting home. And
just to say we were outside,
yeah, we were outside.
not necessarily social distancing, but
Yeah, well, we were far enough to be able to hand each other a beer.
a good crowd of people that we were always around anyway. So
Yeah,
made sense for that group of people to be in that location.
but I don't even think we crossed over. We didn't have. It's not like we had 50 people there.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it wasn't insane. But it was a good time. Very good time. I enjoyed it. So thank you for hosting it.
No problem. That was fun. Now I got to clean it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I got to go out of town for a few days.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'll be back next week to make another mess.
Yeah. So the first funny point. Let's talk about the her performance.
Yeah.
And
Was that was before the national anthem, right?
correct.
Okay.
She was the one playing the guitar, and social media and everybody is going crazy over the gentleman in the background with the vodka mule can.
Oh, you want to take control here? I got a clip. Let me send it over real quick.
So let's just go ahead and say I have absolutely no.
I'll put my headphones on for this.
I have absolutely no problem with this gentleman, and for whatever reason he was using this product he was in the right place at the right time. And I think any one of us Americans that did this or had a product, maybe it was his product, and he was lucky enough that they were selling it at the stadium.
Yeah.
And this was his product. I mean, he was on the front row, so he paid some money to be there, I'm sure. So maybe this was his product, and this was his opportunity to get his name out there. And I see absolutely no issue with this whatsoever.
I'd have done the same thing.
No different than the kid at the end.
Wait, that's him, right?
Yes,
The guy with the
that's him right
striped
there.
shirt behind her.
In just a minute, you'll see him again. We can fast forward just a hair.
So is this guy doing
Sign language.
sign language?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. He looks like he's having a blast.
Yeah. So we'll pause it when we get there too. As soon as we get there, we'll make.
There was a lot of controversy apparently about this. You said,
Well, it's just people saying that they don't agree with him doing this, and I mean, I don't understand what the problem is. The man had the platform, he used it,
Yeah.
just like anybody else would. If you have the platform, you use it. And in that instance, he had the platform. And if you watch a few minutes after that, there's a gentleman who sticks his face in the camera because he had the platform and wanted to get his face on TV.
yeah.
So this is the guy right here. You'll see him turn the beer can to advertise what he's drinking. I mean, if he looked at it to see what it said,
he had intention of doing that.
It was.
I still don't see anything wrong, and they're saying everybody's eyes were focused on him and not her.
It was such a distraction.
I didn't even notice it last night, and I watched this part. We watched the very beginning.
But I
didn't even notice it.
People will make a deal out of anything.
I was looking, at her cleavage more than I was looking for a beer can in the background. Let's be honest. I mean, that's a nice rack on that one right there.
So you got this guy showing a beer can, and then a few seconds later, you'll see this gentleman in a red sweater right around here who basically is going to do the same thing, just getting himself into the picture. There's no issue here, people. There's nothing wrong with it.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
I hope it's his product. I hope that's something that he's involved in, and that's why he did it. And I hope that hey, I got the platform, I'm going to use it. Everybody else does. We need to hear about how LeBron James thinks that all this, because he's a basketball player.
Yeah, well,
this is the gentleman I'm talking about who's sticking his face.
Oh, yeah.
Camera. I mean, he used the platform.
Yeah, he did.
Both of those used the platform in the same exact way.
Yeah, big deal.
No issues there. I think,
You're not going to stop me from looking at her.
No, she did a great job. I like
hell of a job, and she's gorgeous.
Play a guitar like that. I mean, you need to be on center stage like that. And, just like if the guy's in the background and he's got a product and he's got the platform to use it for what he wants to use it for, and he did. There was no disrespect involved in it. No. There was nothing. If you were that distracted, then you were paying attention to the wrong thing. In the story to me.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people will pick shit apart.
Everything. It doesn't matter what it is. We can't just have a good time and watch what goes on. Let's be glad that there were fans. You put, I think, 25,000 people in the stands.
I think they said 25,000. 25,000.
Let's be glad that we're getting to a point where we can do that again.
Yeah.
And don't be mad at the guy for using a 13-second platform that he has to, show a can of beer or whatever it is that he's drinking. I mean, come on, y'all.
That could be his buddy's company or his, or, it could just be a drink that he really likes,
If I get that platform, I'm going to put the Freedom Muffin shirt up there. I'm going to wear it. I'm going to be all up in.
You damn right. I'll be all over the place with that Freedom Muffin flag.
That's right. So we also had, let's see, we did have a good performance by Tom Brady, as usual. Nothing different. It's not the biggest fan of Tom Brady, but
I think
it's just because he's that good.
Yeah, and a lot of people are bent because KC didn't win.
Yeah.
But you won last year.
Yeah.
Take it. Let this man, he's got that Michael Jordan mentality.
Exactly.
Where he takes it personal.
Yeah.
Did you watch that documentary on Michael Jordan, by the way?
I did not.
The Last Dance. Great documentary. It's on Netflix. You get a chance, watch it.
I will. I just finished the Tiger Woods one.
I haven't seen it. You told me about it. I need to watch it.
Interesting.
That's on what, Hulu?
HBO Max.
HBO Max?
Yeah. We also had a streaker.
Holy shit. Well, hold on. Let's do it in chronological order. Okay. Was the streaker before or after halftime?
Okay. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Fuck it. Streaker it is.
So we had a streaker last night. First time we've seen this, and
Well, can we call him a streaker or an overzealous?
I guess you have to call him an overzealous fan.
An overzealous fan who just wanted to be out there in a pink onesie. And
straight.
Yeah, he's pretty much wearing a onesie G-string, it looks like. You got the video right there. Let's play that video.
Play the video.
There he is. Look at him go. Look at him go.
How long has it been since we've seen this?
You don't see it.
This was almost
it's taken down.
This was almost a national pastime.
Yeah. Over in England and stuff, over there where they play a lot of, they call it football, soccer. That happens quite often, apparently.
Yeah, you used to see it a lot in baseball and all kinds of stuff. We used to see this, and I've never really understood why it's such a terrible thing. It's funny.
I mean, it is funny. Yeah, you're interrupting the game, but I mean, if you're not running out there in the middle of a fucking play.
No,
because you're not dumb enough. Because those some bitches will tear your ass apart.
yeah.
I mean, if you're in between quarters or there's a timeout or something.
Why not? Again, we're using a platform to show off our pink G-string bikini, whatever
the hell it was, and I thought it was hilarious.
It's unitard.
Yeah, unitard.
So we'll play the video. I believe this is excessive force.
It looks like it.
This is excessive. Like, why do you need that many people to take this guy out? Number one, he went down. You see him put his hands over his head when he slides down.
Yeah. Well, at least he made it into the end zone.
No, I don't think he did. He made it to like the 1 yard line.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
So he didn't even score. But I mean, the level of punishment that this guy.
Yeah, it was
First
probably.
of all, he went to jail, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, of course.
Second of all, he was jumped on by 5-6 cops, it looks like. And I feel like that's just entirely too much.
Yeah.
No different than other situations, just way too much.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
The guy went down, take him off the field, do what you're going to do with him. He knows the consequences of what he's done.
He knew what was going to happen.
He knows what's going to happen. Yeah.
Before he even, he probably contemplated that. He probably had a few beers. And, one of his or some of his buddies dared him or bet him or, he had this dream of always wanting to do that somewhere. And you get the opportunity, fucking roll with it. Have fun. You're not hurting anybody.
No.
You're not, it's just a funny thing.
You disrupted a game and, hey, big deal. Yeah.
2 minutes of the game. If anything, you made a lot of people at home
laugh.
Yeah.
Which is what we all needed this time. I thought it was, too. I thought it was great.
And then the halftime show. Speaking of G-strings and underwear, these guys are running around with fucking tighty whities on their head.
I don't think they were tighty whities.
It looked like a jock strap to me.
It kind of did look like a jock strap, but
I didn't understand that. Then again, I don't know. I don't know any of this guy's songs.
Me neither. But supposedly after looking into, it was. I don't know his songs either, so I'm not necessarily sure whether it was a good halftime show or not. I don't, there was, again, not much about this that, drew my attention to it.
Well,
whether it was commercials, the game was, one-sided, so it was just a game. So there was nothing about his performance that really, drew my attention and made me watch it. I'm not a Weekend fan. I don't know his music.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that do and really, really enjoyed it and thought it was great. And that's just for me. I mean, well, here's how we felt about the halftime show. Now that's
that was the level of boredom we were at.
Yeah, during that halftime show. But apparently this guy, I don't know, is he the Weekend or Weekend? I don't know what you call him.
Yeah.
This guy, I heard, I don't know if this is true, that he spent $7 million of his own money to put that show together, and he did not get paid for doing that halftime show.
That's crazy.
That is commendable.
That is. And from what I understood and what I read a little bit today was that the actual halftime show had a lot of a storyline to it. Those things that they were wearing on their face was some representation of something about plastic surgery or something to that effect. But I listened on the radio a little bit this morning. They were talking about it and how it was actually a whole performance of almost like a public service announcement type.
Okay.
So there was way more to it than I thought.
Well, yeah, me too. Now that you say that, I'm not trying to, I just when I first saw it, I'm like,
yeah,
you don't know,
it's a little weird.
It's like, well, I get it if you're gonna wear a face mask, but wrapping your goddamn head like you're a burn victim, that kind of threw me off.
Yeah. Well, evidently there's a lot to that we weren't aware of in the beginning, and I don't recall. I remember hearing a lot about him doing the halftime, show, and and all of this, but they, nobody ever said anything about, there was meaning behind this up front. Maybe they should have, and more people would have had paid a little bit more attention to what he was trying to get out there. But
I got you.
I wasn't impressed by it, but I necessarily wasn't paying that much attention to it either. So,
well, I just have one thing. Are we done talking about Super Bowl?
No, I think.
What you got?
Well, I just, I watch the news in the morning times, and I just get CBS this morning was on when I was getting ready to go to work this morning, and you got I'm not sure who makes the lineups for what they do every day, but you put on a player from Tampa Bay because he had a good performance last night.
Okay.
But I want to make sure, and I want everybody to be aware of who this gentleman actually is. Yes, you're a football player. You had a good performance last night in Ndamukong Suh. You did what you get paid a lot of money to do. Good deal. But the only thing that rings in my head is the countless times he has been suspended for violent acts.
Really?
Yes. I've seen him myself during a game when he played with Detroit stomp a player in the head with no cleat on, no helmet. The player lost his helmet. He was at the bottom of the pile, and he legitimately stomped on his head.
Intentionally?
With a cleat. Intentionally.
Wow.
Intentionally.
See, well, I don't follow football as hardcore as you do. I catch a game here and there.
And this was a while back, and that sticks with me when you see somebody do that. And, after that, I've never been a fan, but of course he's a good football player. He's good at playing football, so his name's going to come up. You're going to see him no matter what team he's on. I just don't think this is the person we glorify because of a win. Sorry. You get paid millions of dollars to play a game, and you can't control yourself enough to not be violent on the field. You did it with Green Bay. You did it at that other instance. It was so long ago, I don't remember who the other one, who the team was that they were playing. But I mean, I don't feel that that's who you glorify because they did a good job. Unfortunately, you lost that right. When you were suspended by the league more than once, more than twice,
for
unsportsmanlike violent acts, you lose that right. Be glad that you're still there playing and making those millions of dollars. I don't agree with it. I didn't agree with it at all when they brought him on the camera this morning. Bring somebody else. Bring somebody else that had a decent game. Bring more than one person at least. Break it up. Bring somebody else.
It wasn't that one person that won the game.
Exactly. So I didn't agree with that at all. I thought it was kind of stupid. I don't think he should get any type of media attention for the way that he acts towards, other people that are playing the same game that he plays. I get it. You lose control every now and then, but you're losing control and you're trying to hurt somebody for life.
Yeah.
In the things that he's done.
He's on someone's head with a cleat,
So
damage.
Then they turn around and I get that the national anthem and all of this was in a show of unity.
Yep.
We had Eric Church and I can't remember Alicia Williams. Was it?
Sure her name. I can find out real quick.
Those two did the national anthem as we all saw. Good performance, good by both sides of it. Again, on CBS this morning, the only thing they want to point out is the two African-American women. Jasmine Sullivan. Sorry, I don't know where I got that other name from. Jasmine Sullivan. Good performance by her and Eric Church and her.
I thought the entire national anthem was wonderful.
And her with the guitar and her performance was great as well. I just didn't understand this morning on how they picked those two women out only and made reference to them in the performance they had, because Eric Church was the headliner. Need we not forget, the headliner for the national anthem of the Super Bowl was Eric Church.
Right.
He also had Jasmine Sullivan with him to help him make a great performance.
Right.
Why do you pull these two forward and leave the rest of them behind? I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's a topic we can get into on another time, I think, when we talk about separating.
Well, this is why the country is becoming more and more the way it is, though.
The more you talk about it.
The more you talk about it, the more you pull it to the front,
Yep.
the more this is what. And again, I said this in a video past. You're actually moving backwards is all you're doing.
Yeah.
You're moving yourself backwards in this case.
Yeah, there's no room in America for racism. Stop talking about it. If you stop talking about it and stop seeing people for the color of their skin and just see them as a fucking American.
No, yeah, let's see that the two people, so what? One of them was a white country singer and the other one was an African American. I'm not sure what genre her music is, but pop or whatever. And they did a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
With the national anthem. End of story. So let's bring it back together and say, Eric Church, her, Jasmine Sullivan, you guys did an amazing job yesterday. The Weeknd, you did a good job. Unfortunately, I'm not a big follower of the music, so I can't, speak for it very well myself. But, I just want to make sure we understand. Stop pulling this forward. Stop bringing it to light, and things will start to fix themselves.
Yeah. Really, I mean, honestly, we're
showing the divide in everything that you do. You show it, you put it on Front Street, and then you wonder why this is where we are headed. So just stop.
Yeah, please.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for a chance to win free gear. Don't forget to support us on Patreon and stop by the Freedom Muffin store for all your latest gear. Your support helps us put out the best content in America.